So good morning everyone, my name is Lalit Soni and you are watching Drishti IAS. In this live session, as usual, we will be discussing the Indian Express newspaper, and today we will be discussing the 22nd of Jan's newspaper. We have covered all the newspaper which was pending when we are talking about the 3 days when Friday, Saturday and Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Okay, so we have covered it yesterday. Now today we will be talking about today's newspaper, wherein we will be looking into 2-3 important articles, because if you go through the articles, most of the you can say news which has been repetitive, because when we talk about the US's presidential election and the oath taking ceremony which has happened yesterday, so after that day before yesterday on 20th of January, after that US president has taken some of the important decisions which might impact the geopolitical scenario. So that was there, and today also they have said that they will be revoking the birthright citizenship which is there in USA. So we'll be talking about that, that is USA to end its birthright citizenship. Okay, then we'll be going to the next one, that WB World Bank expert favoring India on the Indus River Water Treaty. When we are talking about the Indus River Water Treaty, that is between India and Pakistan, we know that, and recently it was seen that the World Bank has appointed a neutral expert, okay, and that expert has given a decision in favor of India. So earlier there was this court that has also been you can say set up, and then there was this expert panel as well. Okay. Okay, and then we'll be talking about the next, that is what is nationalism. Naxalism. Now, when we are talking about the Naxalism, recently there was this encounter which has been done, there was this operation which has been done, and nearly 10 to 12 Naxalites has been killed over here. Maoist has been killed. So when we are talking about the Naxalism, Maoism or the left wing extremism, all these factors are somehow related to each other. So we'll be talking about that, and then when we are talking about our different sections, that is fact of the day. So we'll be talking about the fact of the day today. Okay, and that is related to a volcano. Okay, that is there in Indonesia. So we will be talking about a volcanic mountain that is there in Indonesia, and then coming to the next one, geography through maps. Herein we will be starting with the various river systems in India. Okay, when we talk about the Indus river water system, Ganga and Brahmaputra, so we will be starting to talk about all these things, so that since prelims is nearby, so you know that there are certain things which has been asked in prelims again and again. And when we are talking about these maps, there are questions from the maps, there are questions from geography which are related to maps. If you have the idea about the various river water systems, etc., it will be easy for you to understand that which river is tributary of which another river, other than that which river is passing through which area, which is the basin which it is covering. So all these things are important, so we will be talking about that. We will be talking about the Indus river water system today, and we will be talking about the Indus water treaty as well. Okay, so that will be important for you, because both of the things will be covered in one session. That is a coincidence. Now coming to the next one, for your own read, there is this one article which is related to MAGA. We have already talked about MAGA, making America great again. That was some kind of, you can say, a movement which was started under the you can say Republicans. Okay, when we are talking about the right wing parties, so there was this particular, you can say, movement which was started. So we have already discussed that. So for your own read, that is the article, and we will also be discussing an editorial. Since last few days, you will be seeing that editorials are coming from the India USA's point of view, India or the global point of view with respect to the US changes which are happening in the USA. Now there was another editorial with respect to that only USA, and it was by C. Raja Mohan. Okay. Now when we are talking about the students which are from the political science background, so there will be very important things which has been discussed over here. Overview has been given over here, so we will be talking about that. Okay. Then moving further, we will be starting with the discussion. Before that, we have a gift for you on the Republic Day. We are offering you a special discount from 24th to 26th of January. 40% off will be there on all online pen drive courses, test series, and 25% discount will be there on the DLPs and books. If you need more information, you can call on this number, that is 87501 87501, or you can download the Drishti Learning app now. Okay. Now let's move further and start with the first section over here, fact of the day. Here we will be talking about the Mount Ibu. Okay, I'll first tell you the location. Here when we are talking about this particular map, you will be seeing that this is the Indonesian archipelago. Okay, so there is a group of islands which are there in the Indonesia, so that is there, and here we have this Mount Ruang. This series is there, and then here you can see this is the place where you have Mount Ibu. Okay, so what you have to remember is that it is basically in Indonesia. Okay, it is in Indonesia and it is south of Philippines. Okay, so that is all about the Mount Ibu. Now let's see what are the facts which is related to it. Okay, now it has erupted 1079 times in January 2025. So you can say that this is an active volcano. Okay, Other than that, here you can see Mount Ibu is a stratovolcano. Stratovolcano means that there are various layers which are coming out. Okay, so let's see. There was this earlier. This is the place of the mountain. This is the vent which is there, and then volcano came out of it, and then there was this layer. First layer of the lava has formed over here. Okay, then after a while what will happen is that vent is open, so next layer will be forming over here. So these strata are forming, so that is why it is a stratovolcano. Okay, now when we are talking about the volcano, there are various features which are there. Okay, so here this is the vent, okay, in which the magma will be flowing. Okay, outside you will be seeing that there will be, on the basis of the kind of the viscosity of the magma and etc., there will be the outside structures will be there. Okay, you will have a shield, you might have a dome. Okay, so all these things can happen. You might have a crater as well. Okay, other than that, here you will be seeing that in the eruption you will be seeing there will be a pyroclast, okay, ashes, lava, all these things will be coming out. When we are talking about these ashes and the clouds of the gases which are coming out of it, there are high chances that they will be moving in the vicinity of the area, and since these are these can act as the nuclei for the condensation, so there are high chances that there can be rain in the vicinity. Okay, and since in this particular, you can say, volcano eruption, you will be seeing that there are various gases also, and because of which you will be seeing if there is a SO2, if there is a carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, all these gases are there, and plus there is water, so there are possibility of acid rain as well. Okay, so here you will be seeing that ashes will be there, acid rain might be there, pyroclast will be there, lava flow will be there. These are some of the results of your, you can say, volcanic activities. Okay, now moving further, here you will be seeing that it is located in the island of Halmahera. Okay, Halmahera island is there in Indonesia. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, a stratovolcano or a composite volcano has a steep conical profile formed by the layers of lava, ash and the volcanic debris. They are saying that it is having a steep profile. Why is that? Because there are various layers which has been found, first layer, second layer, third layer. So lava will be going in a particular way, and then it will be steep, and the vent will be very deep in the internal structure of the earth. Okay, so that is there. Moving further, it is typically found at the convergent plate boundaries and the subduction zones. Convergent plate boundaries, if there is a plate which is coming towards the another plate, now which is the denser, whatever is the denser plate, that will start to subsume over here, and then whenever there is an opening, okay, this plate will be going further, and whenever there is an opening, because when we are talking about the submergence over here, there will be crushing of rocks. Okay, now when these rocks will be going further in the internal structure, you will be seeing that there is a high temperature, and these rocks will start to melt, and ultimately they will form magma. Okay, when they are forming magma, and when they will be finding an opening or vent, it will start to come out. That is what your mechanism of volcanoes are. Mostly it will be happening on the convergent boundaries where subduction happens. Okay, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Fuji, Mount Karakota, which is there in the vicinity. When we are talking about the Vesuvius, that is there in Italy. Mount Fuji it is in Japan. When we are talking about the Karakota, that is there in Indonesia. Okay, these are some of the example of the stratovolcano. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now we can move further and start with the next part, that is geography through map. Over here we will be talking about the Indus river system. Okay. Sir, daily live aaya kare. We try that our basically the program is designed from Monday to Friday. Okay, but if sometimes some issue will be there, so that is the only reason. Otherwise, we will be coming live daily from Monday to Friday. Okay. Anyways, now Indus water, when we are talking about the Indus river system, you know that there is Indus Valley civilization as well. So you can say that this river is quite old. Okay. First thing. Second thing is it is originating somewhere in Tibet, then coming to India, then going to Pakistan, and then ultimately in the Arabian Sea. Okay. Now Hyderabad is the place where afterwards you will be seeing that there is some kind of delta which is formed by the Indus river, and there are various tributaries which are there, and most important tributaries are basically Satluj, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum. Okay, these are you can say important tributaries. Beas is also there, but Beas ultimately goes into the Satluj river. Okay, that is in India. Beas is the only river which originates in India, and it merges with Satluj in India only. Okay, so when we are talking about the Indus rivers, okay, tributaries, so Beas is the important tributary which originates in India, and it will be, you can say, merging with the Satluj in India only. Okay, other than that, you will be seeing that Satluj, Ravi, these are cross border rivers which is there. Now since we are having it is a cross border river, because between India and Pakistan as well, so considering that there is a treaty which is there, we will be talking about that later. Okay, now here you can see there are various areas where these different rivers are coming out. Okay, so here you can see First is your Satluj, then here we have Byas, then we have this Chenab river which is there, we have Ravi river, okay, and then Jhelum we have from the Dal Lake, you know that, from Jammu and Kashmir, and then we have Indus, okay. There are other tributaries like Gilgit, we have Shyok river, Nubra river, these are some of the, you can say, tributaries are there. We have Kishan Ganga river, okay. All these tributaries are small tributaries which are there, okay. Now coming to the discussion part over here. When we are talking about the Indus river, as I told you, this will be originating in Tibet. The area or the name of the glacier over there, that is a glacier of a Kailash range near Mansarovar Lake. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, when we are talking about the area it flows, okay, so that is between Ladakh and Jaskar range. Okay, other tributaries are Jaskar, Shyok, Gilgit, and other. Ends in the Arabian Sea near delta near Karachi. Okay, so that is there. Okay, after that Satluj river, if we talk about, so that is also having a origin in the Tibet, that is Rakhistal or Rakhis Lake, that is in the vicinity of Mansarovar. Okay, and notable points if we talk about, it is since it is a young river, so it will be cutting deep gorges. Okay, so that is there. Bhakhra Dam is constructed on the Satluj river, so that is important. Then merge with the Indus in the Mithankot. Okay, so that is not very important to remember, but you know that Bhakhra Dam is on, you can say, Satluj river. You will be telling me in the comment box that where Bhakhra Dam is located or which state it is located. Okay, recently it was in news as well. Coming to the next part over here, Jhelum river, if we talk about, so here you can see this is the Jhelum river. Okay, and it is starting from the Verinag spring, southern east Kashmir valley. Okay, coming to the next one, flows through the Vular lake and Baramulla, and it is, you know, forming a gorge in the Pir Panjal range. When we are talking about these gorges are basically features of Himalayan young rivers. Okay, young rivers, why? Because they are having the speed, and that is why they will cut rock as well. Coming to the next one here, merge with Chenab at Trimu. Chenab river, if we talk about, Baralachala Pass, Lahul Spiti in Jaskar range. Okay, and it will be formed by the Chandra and Bhaga streams. Okay, cut deep gorges in the Kishtwar, again gorge, as I told you, this is a feature of the Himalayan river, joins Satluj at the Panchnath. Coming to the next one, Ravi river, Kulu hills in the Rohtang Pass, Himachal. So here you can say that when we are talking about this Chenab river, so it is starting in the Baralachala Pass somewhere over here. When we talk about Ravi river, that is starting in the Kulu hills in the Himachal Pradesh, and when we talk about the Byas river, that is Rohtang Pass in the Pir Panjal range, or you can say in this area as well. Okay. Now notable points if we are talking about, so that is drain between the Pir Panjal and the Dhauladhar, and these things you can remember, otherwise it is not important. You just have to remember the origin of all the 5 rivers. Okay, so that is there, and you have to remember that which rivers are basically there in India. Okay, so that is there. So this is about your Indus river water. Now coming to the discussion part over here, we will be starting with the first article that is related to the Trump administration. We have been talking a lot about Mr. Trump lately, but again, if it is in the news, you have to talk about it. So this time the issue is with respect to the citizenship. Okay, now USA has this special feature, that is birthright citizenship. Okay, so let's say there is a person from India, he is an Indian citizen. Okay, he goes to USA. His wife is pregnant over there, and then she gave a birth to a child over there. Okay, now this child by the birth is the citizen of USA. So that is birthright citizenship. Now this is one of the prominent feature which they have in USA, that, and because of which there are, you can say, birth tourism as well, which is there. People will be going to the USA, giving birth to the child, so that they will be getting the USA citizenship, the child and not the parents. Okay, so that is there. So this time they are saying that they will be ending it. So let's see. Second term begins with the flurry of executive orders. There are various orders which has been given. Yesterday we have talked about various of them. Recently, you know that they have opt out from the WHO. They have opt out from the Paris Climate Agreement. They have had a crack on the immigration related issues. There are various pardons which has been given. All these you can say actions has been taken by the Donald Trump recently. Order will deny citizenship to the children if at least one parent isn't American citizen. So now they are saying that earlier that was not the matter of discussion, that whether parent is a, you can say, citizen or not. Now one parent should be a citizen, then only they will be getting the, you can say, citizenship over here. Now here the Trump administration sought to revoke birthright citizenship automatic citizenship of children born in USA to the non-citizen parents. Okay, as I told you, even if an Indian citizen is having a child birth in USA, that child will be USA citizen. Okay, until unless they revoke it. Then coming to the next one, protecting the meaning and the value of American citizenship, that is the rationale which has been given behind it. So, who were born in US but not subjected to the jurisdiction thereof. Okay. So, again they are saying that they are not part of the jurisdiction because their parents are not citizens. Okay, and but they are born in USA. Such people will not be getting the citizenship. So, they will be excluded from the birthright citizenship. Okay. Now, this decision will be impacting a lot of people over here. When we are talking about that, there are people which are there on the visas or the H1B visas which are there, which are having this American dream, etc. So, they will be getting impacted. If such a change is to occur, it will potentially impact the children born in US to H1B visa holders, green card holders, which are basically already a resident, lawful resident, which are there, and then temporary visa holders such as those on student visa or the visitors visa and undocumented immigrants. Okay, so all of them will be impacted by this decision. Discourage many Indian professionals, students, families from the seeking opportunities in the USA, opting for countries like Canada and Australia instead, because they will be having such visas and USA will not be. Now, this is the bill which has been put forward by the, you can say, Trump's administration, and that has been challenged as well, but let's see what happens next. Okay, USA exit from the WHO among the first orders, fieldwork in India may be affected. So, that is something which we have already seen. The further impact of this will be discussing someday if there is a particular editorial dedicated to that. Then deportation shadows fall over the 20,000 undocumented Indians, this particular thing. Other than that, they are also having a crackdown on the immigrants. Okay, and in that India is also getting affected. Now, let's see what they are talking about over here. First, we'll be talking about the order to revoke birthright citizenship. US President Donald Trump seeks to revoke the automatic citizenship for the children born in USA to non-citizens parents. Proposed under the title Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizens, aim to exclude children not subject to the jurisdiction thereof from the citizenship. So, we have discussed that. Now, coming to the next part, that is what is the implications. Okay, directly impacts the children of the Indian nationals, including H1B visa holders, green card applicants. Okay, so that is one thing. Second, disrupts the automatic citizenship for children born in the US if neither parent is an American citizen. That is one of the factor which has been discussed in the earlier, that one parent should be American citizen, then only they will be getting the citizenship. Coming to the next one, potentially curbs birth tourism. As I told you, because of this, USA has become a center for the birth tourism. Why? Because they will be getting a citizenship directly. The child will be getting the citizenship directly. Now, why is that USA citizenship is important? Now, with citizenship in USA comes various benefits. Okay, that benefits range from social, economical, educational, health related, all these benefits are there, and that is why people are going for the birth tourism, so that their child can get all these benefits. Okay, coming to the next one, economic and the social. Other than that, here you can say practices from the countries like India and Mexico. Okay, these are the people who are, there are various people who are going for the birth tourism over here in USA. Economic and the social implications if we talk about, so here you can say Indian professionals and the families, significant contribution to the USA's economy, face uncertainty. Coming to the next one, risk of skilled Indian workers and the immigrants seeking alternative immigration friendly countries like Canada and Australia. Then legal challenges, if we talk about the constitutionality, altering the birth citizenship may require an amendment. Okay, so they have gone for an order as of now, but there are chances that they have to go for the amendment as well. Coming to the next one, 18 US states led by the democratic entities filed lawsuits citing constitutional violations. So basically that is another thing that has been challenged in the court as well. Okay, now let's move further and see deportation related issue. So deportation of the undocumented Indians, over 20,000 undocumented Indians faces the potential deportation in the USA. Now these numbers are not important for you, just know that what is the issue. Include 17,940 under the final removal orders and 2,467 currently in the detention. So there are 20,000 people who are undocumented with respect to, you can say these are Indian people who are there in USA and they are undocumented. Whether there are 2-3 things. One, there is this donkey route. there is this donkey route, okay, so illegally they are entering into America. Other than that, there is this visa route, they are going there, and then when their visa is expiring, they are not leaving the country. So that is also one of the concern which is there. Indian community in USA, if we talk about, so India contributes significantly to the H1B visas and international students. Recently, you know that there was this debate around the H1B visas as well, okay, that earlier Mr. Trump in the first term said that he is not in favor of H1B visa. Then Mr. Elon Musk said that he is in the favor of it. US's president-elect had said that he is again in the favor of it, and then the Elon Musk has changed the statement. Okay, so that has been there on and off issues has been there with respect to H1B visas. H1B visas are basically your work visas. Okay. These are for the, and the second thing is for the international students. Coming to the next one, estimated around 3 lakh Indian students in USA, largest group from any foreign country. Coming to the next one, US immigration policies, if we talk about, that is targeting the southern border with the Mexico and the unauthorized immigrants. Okay, the idea is to target them, but when they are going for targeting that, obviously they will be, you know, looking at the documents of various people, and ultimately if even Indians are not having the documents, they will also be the target. Okay, deportation measures reflects a broader crackdown on the immigration. Okay, so they are against the illegal immigration over here. So this is about your this article which is there on the front page of the Indian Express today. Now we can move to the next one, which is talking about the neutral expert vindicates India stands on the Indus Treaty. Ministry of External Affairs says that. So what has happened is there was this project, that is Kishan Ganga project, which has been there on the Indus water and the tributary of it. Okay, so when we are talking about the Indus water treaty, there are 3 rivers which are western rivers. There are 3 rivers which has been classified as eastern rivers. Now when we talk about the eastern rivers, you can say that India has the exclusive rights over there, and when we talk about the western rivers, Pakistan has been given some rights, and there are some run of the river rights which are there with the India as well. Okay, now recently there was this this Kishan Ganga project, which has been an old project which has started, and the Pakistan has raised the concern, and they have moved to the World Bank. World Bank is basically an entity which has brokered the Indus Water Treaty. Okay, and in that they have said that we will be going for the court for the resolution of the international court we will be going for, and there will be a resolution of this issue. India said that there is a clause for the dispute resolution in the treaty itself. We have to first follow that, and accordingly you have to set up a neutral expert first. Okay, so World Bank did both of things. They have set up a neutral expert and a court. Okay, so this is the issue. Now the neutral expert recently has, you know, favored India in this thing. So we'll be talking about the issue. We will be, you know, this article is not very much important that what you can say the expert has said and why India is happy about it. What is important is that in this water in this water treaty, when it started, okay, and what it says. Okay, now let's see. Difference with Pakistan, neutral experts vindicates India stands on the Indus Treaty. Now, the Michael Lino, a World Bank appointed neutral expert, ruled in favor of India on differences on hydropower project under the Indus Water Treaty. Okay, so he has favored India, and they have said that India is going by the, you can say, treaty only. Whatever they are doing, whatever project they are doing, that is, you know, under their own prerogative. Okay. Second thing is India's stance, if we are talking about. So MEA stated that the decision validate India's position on the technical differences, particularly regarding the Kishan Ganga and the Ratel hydropower projects. Now let's see where these projects are first here. This is our, you can say, India. And when we are talking about the Indus river system over here, this is the Jhelum river. Okay. Now in the Jhelum river, we are having a project over here that is basically a Kishan Ganga dam project. Okay. Then coming to the next one here, Ravi, and here we have a Ratel dam project as well. Okay. So with respect to these two, you can say particular projects, the Pakistan has some kind of issues. Okay. Why Pakistan has these issues with respect to this? So we'll be talking about that. First, let's see the issues over here. Pakistan raised objection to Kishan Ganga and the Ratel project, sought resolution through the Permanent Court of Arbitration after India requested a neutral expert in 2015. What World Bank did, World Bank has appointed a neutral expert and a court to resolve the dispute. Okay. Now coming to the next one, neutral expert ruled that the Pakistan's objections do not have any kind of merit, okay, with respect to the India's design and the project over here. Then India continues hydropower development within the framework of the Indus Water Treaty. In 2022, issued a notice to Pakistan for treaty modification, citing the misuse of the obstructions tactics. Okay, so basically what India has done in 2022 is that because of the bilateral relations are not very good, and ultimately what happens is that we have sent a letter, we have sent various letters saying that we want to make the amends or the change in the Indus Water Treaty because it is an age-old treaty, and other than that you are using or misusing this particular treaty to create obstructions for India. Okay, so that has been the issue over here. Now coming to this part we have already seen. Now let's see what is your Indus Water Treaty. Okay, so when we are talking about these Indus River, you know that there are various tributaries which we have already discussed. One is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the western rivers which are there, you can say some of the rights has been given to the Pakistan over here. Okay. So, let us see, that is your Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. Now, these three rivers over here, these are your western rivers. Okay. Now, coming to the next one, that is eastern rivers, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. These are your eastern rivers. Now, on these rivers, India has all the rights. All exclusive rights are there with respect to these three, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. Okay. Now coming to the here in this particular part over here, you will be seeing that Chenab, Jhelum and Indus, we are having limited rights. We are having limited rights. These rights are called as run of the river rights. Run of the river. We cannot store the water over here in India, but what we can do is that we can generate electricity, or we can actually use the running water. Okay, so we are not storing the water, we are running using the running water. So that is basically called as run of the river rights. Okay, so herein we can go for the setting up of the various domestic plants over here like hydro power generation, etc. So that can be done. Now with respect to that, we have power on, you can say we have the rights that we can go for a, you can say, run of the river project on the Jhelum river as well. Okay, so that is why we have gone for the Kishan Ganga river project over here, and Pakistan has raised an issue. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, in this water treaty facilitates the water sharing between India and Pakistan, divides river into two categories. One is your eastern rivers, that is allocated to India, Satluj, Byas and Ravi. Western rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, allocated to Pakistan, with India retaining the limited usage rights. Okay, so that is your Indus water treaty, and that is the whole issue which we have discussed right now. Okay, so that is about this thing. I hope that is clear. Now we can move further to the next article. That is about the top Maoist leader with ₹1 crore bounty among the 14 gunned down in encounter. Okay, so there was this operation against the Maoism. Recently, our Home Minister has said that by 2026, we will be going for the removing the Naxalism or the Maoism from the country. Okay, so recently there was this encounter which was there. So security forces killed 14 suspected Maoists, including top leader Pratap Reddy, Ramchandra Reddy alias Chalapathi. Okay, or you can say if there is a different pronunciation, you can actually check. Okay, so basically because these words are from the local languages over there, for the tribal languages, etc. So basically this particular person has died, and he was considered as the mastermind of 2018 attacks. Okay, there was this ambush which was there in the Dambriguda, okay, in Andhra Pradesh. So he was considered as the mastermind of this particular attack, and recently he has been killed in the encounter which was there in the Tiger Reserve in the Chhattisgarh. Okay, so that is about the news article. Now we will be focusing on the issue. What is the issue over here? What issue is the Naxalism, okay, or the Maoism, what you call it. Okay, now Maoism, basically you can say a part wherein you can say you are following the you can say the policies or the ideology of Mao. Okay, Naxalism, when we are talking about, this is the term which has been derived from the there is the village in West Bengal that is called as Naxalbari. Okay, so from there this particular movement has started, and that is why it is called as the Naxalism in India. Okay, now if you are talking about the term, so as I told you, from the village that is there in West Bengal, that is Naxalbari, from that particular village this issue has actually started. It originated as a rebellion against the local landlords who bashed a peasant over a land dispute. Okay, so early you can say this is against the feudal lords which has started, and then because of the various developmental disparities and other reasons, they lose the trust in the government, and ultimately you can say that has been a movement which has been recently considered as the, you can say, government is trying to fight with the Naxalism, or Naxalism is trying to fight with the government. Here you can see that. Okay, the movement soon spread across the eastern India in less developed areas of the state like Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Again, less developed areas, that means that it is an issue of developmental disparity. Okay. Now coming to the next one, left-wing extremism are popularly known as the Maoist worldwide and Naxalites in India. So these terms are used, you can say, interchangeability. There is the interchangeability which is there with in terms of Maoist and the Naxalites, etc. So now here you can say left wing extremism. So there is a particular ideology, okay, so they are following it, and in India, since it starts from the Naxalbari village, it is called as the Naxalism. What are the objectives over here? They advocate for the overthrow of the Indian government through armed revolution and establishment of the communist state based on the Maoist principle, okay. So that is there, they are following the communist ideas over here, okay, on the basis of the Maoist principle. That is why it is called as the Maoism as well, okay. What is the objective? To overthrow the Indian government, okay. Now why is that? Because they lost the trust in that, okay. So that is why they view the state as an oppressive, exploitative, and the serving the interest of the ruling elite, and seek to address the socio-economic grievances through the armed struggle and the people's war. When we talk about the Marxism, etc., so ultimately these are, you know, all the philosophies or the ideology which are having the origin from those ideas, okay. So Marx believed in the, you can say, radical change or change through a revolution, okay. So that is the idea which has been there in the Naxalism as well. Now what are the causes for the Naxalism if we talk about? So obviously, since as I told you, there can be social causes, socio-economic causes, and the political causes. When we talk about the socio-economic or the social causes over here, one is poverty and lack of development. That is the issue where what I said, that it is a developmental disparity related issues, okay. Why is that? Some of the areas has become developed, okay, some has not. When we are talking about the areas like Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, these are having the resources, still they are these are the areas which are poor, okay. So that is why there was this developmental disparity which has been seen. Then again, second is the land right related disputes, which is their exploitation by the powerful entities. Earlier, as I told you, this has started against the landlords, okay. So that was also one of the things. Caste discrimination, so that is also socio-economic factor. Again, moving to the political factors, so weak governance. First, as I told you, much attention has not been given to these areas earlier, and because of which there was this weak governance, because of which less development was there. Ultimately, that has resulted to the, you can say, inequality, and inequality has given rise to the feeling of this revolution, okay. Coming to the next one, lack of infrastructure, okay. If governance is not proper, infra cannot be created. So that is the thing. Inefficient administration, again this is the reason, governance related reason which is there, okay. Coming to the next one, lack of coordination between the center and the state governments. So all these are the factors because of which what has happened is that local people has lost the trust in the state machinery, okay. And now if you want to get a solution, so you have to go for something which you can say that which rebuilt the trust, okay. Again you have to try and build the mutual trust. What actually happens in these areas is that when you are talking about the government's efforts, government try to do one thing, the, you can say, weak governance is there, okay. Now there is this village, these are the forest areas, okay. Now Naxalites are living in these forest areas because they are, you know, good with the guerrilla warfare techniques, okay. So they will come to the village, they will ask for support from the villagers because of whatever reason, but be it fear, be it, you know, some kind of economic factors, they will be supporting them. Now if you want to make sure that Naxalism is not there in this area, so the resident of this village has to support the government. How will that be happening? So government has to build a trust with them, okay. So now government has established a police station over here, they have established a school over here, they have established a hospital, police station, hospital and school, and they have made a road which is to connect this village with the, you can say, areas where proper governance is there. Now the problem is that if that happens and the villagers starts to believe in the government, now that will be, you can say, detrimental for the Maoism or the Maoist over there. So what they will do is that they will first cut the connectivity, they will attack the infrastructure over here, they will attack the police station first so that there is no one to guard it, okay. So these are the tactics which has been used by the Maoists. Now if there is a you know, village person who will be needing an economic help or etc., so they will be helping it, okay. So that is the reason, that is how they have actually gained, you can say, foot in these areas, okay. So if you want to change that, what you have to do is you have to increase the security, you have to gain the trust again, okay. So that is the thing which is there. Now coming to the state affected by the left wing extremism, so here you can say Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, these are considered as the left wing extremist areas. Red corridor is the region in the center, eastern and the southern parts of the India experiencing the severe Naxalism or the Maoist insurgencies. Here you can say this area, these are the areas called as the, you can say, your red corridor. Okay, so mostly you will be seeing that Jharkhand, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, these are the regions which are considered as the left wing extremism areas. Other than that, you will be seeing that in the some part of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu also you will be finding such things. Okay, so that is there with respect to the Naxalism. Okay, government is going for various initiatives as well. Okay, like Samadhan, etc. There are some schemes which are there for the, you can say, reintroduction of such people in the mainstream societies. If there is a you can say group which is going for the surrender, so government will be providing for the reformation and the, you can say, some kind of rebuilding activities will be there for them. So there is this initiative that is Samadhan. Okay, so that is also there. I hope that is clear. Now let's move further to the next one. Dhaka was to pursue Hasina's return may seek global support as well. Well, as we are talking about the India and Bangladesh relations, you know that Bangladesh has asked again and again that we should, you know, send back Sheikh Hasina for the trial and all, but India is not doing that. They are saying that we are having this extradition treaty as well, but India is saying that there are other clauses because of which we might not, you can say send Sheikh Hasina back, because the allegations are quite political in nature. Other than that, also there are some other clauses which are there. Here you can see, under the provision of the India and the Bangladesh extradition treaty, extradition may be refused if the offence is one of the political character. Okay, second is there is another clause which is saying that the person convicted of an extradition offence may not be extradited unless the person was sentenced to the imprisonment or other form of the detention for a period of 4 months or more. Okay, so these are some of the reasons from which India is not doing that. So now Bangladesh has said that they might seek the global support. Okay, they might, you know, use the international platforms, etc. So that is one of the thing which has been recently in the news. So we have already discussed about the extradition treaty, what options India has and all these things. Recently you can say that India and Bangladesh relations are quite strained, because recently you must have seen that there was this you can say a particular community which is being targeted in Bangladesh. Okay, so that was also one of the thing. Here you can say the relation between India and Bangladesh came under the strain. India has been expressing concerns over the attacks on the minorities, especially Hindus in that country. Okay, so that is something which is happening between India and Bangladesh. It might not be very good for the India and Bangladesh relations, because, and the thing is, we need to have influence on the Bangladesh as well, because if not India, then it will be China. Okay, China will fill the vacuum, and that is one of the things which India should consider for the diplomatic policies over here. Anyways, moving further for our editorial discussion over here, we have taken these two articles, bracing for Trump and the revolution in USA. Now, with the article itself, you will be seeing that with the Trump coming back, there are various decisions which has been taken, which is kind of, you can say, a total overhaul, or you can say a kind of revolution or the radical changes which are happening in the US's administration, which is there. So what we are taking away from these two articles over here, these articles you have to read, because this is the discussion, this is the pointers which I am giving you, but the thing is, there is no supplement, or you can say there is no replacement for these articles. Okay, this will give you multiple perspectives. Okay, and this will also tell you that how to write answers in the examination. Okay, now coming to the shift in the India-US relations. Now, because of these decisions, there are various things which are impacting India, be it H1B visas, be it the immigration related thing, be it the trade related thing, be it the energy related thing. Okay, so these all things are basically impacting India. Okay, so Trump's presidency marked a departure from the traditional US policies on the trade, immigration and the global alliance. India faces challenges in adapting the unpredictable US foreign policies. Now, it is generally believed that Mr. Trump is basically unpredictable, which we have seen in the last term as well as in the 2 days of his presidency. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, trade and economic policies, if we are talking about, so obviously we have earlier seen that it is the protectionism which he is basically supporting. Okay, so protectionist measures such as tariffs impacted Indian exports, and the increased visa restriction on the IT sector, which is there. Coming to the next one, India needs to diversify the trade partnerships and explore new economic opportunities, because obviously with USA right now we will be having these protectionist trends which will be there, ultimately that will harm the India's export. Next one is the geopolitical realignment. So balancing ties with USA while maintaining the relation between Russia and China is critical. Now, for Mr. Trump, China is a big threat. Okay, on the Russian front, he might be liberal, but the thing is, China is a big threat for him. Okay, again, on the Russian front also, he is not very liberal, but okay, he might had allowed us, trade last time also, so that can be a thing. But right now the issue is different. You have Russia-Ukraine war on the hand, okay, and other issues are there with respect to Iran. Iran is a close ally with Russia, so these equation will also impact the decision of Mr. Trump this time. So that is also there. Balancing ties with USA while maintaining relations with China and Russia is critical. India must leverage the strategic partnership to address the regional concerns like the counter-terrorism and the energy security. So that can be done. That herein we will be, having some kind of coordination in the, you can say, energy security and the counter-terrorism, because Mr. Trump has said that we should go for the more and more oil production, okay, drill baby drill, he has said. So basically he will be looking for the markets, and what other important market than India. So that is one of the things where we can go for the coordination. Then what are the challenges for India? So obviously first is on the trade, okay. US is focusing on the fair trade. They are saying that there should be reciprocal relations, okay. So that is there, that is the focus of USA, okay. But India is looking for more and more export, okay, because when we are talking about China, China has a huge surplus with India, and when we talk about India and USA, India has a surplus. So if China, we are talking about China, if we are to counter that, so we need to have other export destinations, okay. So that is there. Coming to the next one, India must negotiate effectively to protect its interest amid shifting the global alliances, strategic opportunities. Obviously, when we are talking about USA, USA is not in favor of China. So USA will try to replace China, okay, and then whatever void is there, which has been created by the, you can say, absence of China, that might be fulfilled by India, okay. So that is an opportunity for us. So transitioning the global power structure offer India a chance to assert itself as a regional and the global leader, okay. So that is their policies must focus on addressing immediate challenges while securing the long term growth objectives, okay. So this is something, or you can say this kind of, you can say it is a conclusion of this article, that what India can do in this regard, okay. So that has been discussed in the two articles over here. Now let's move further with the next thing, that is your, for your own read, there is this article which is related to MAGA, that is your Making America Great Again. We have discussed this article again earlier as well. Mostly whatever issues has been discussed over here on the immigration, we have talked about it various times. On tariffs, we have talked about it various times as well, okay. Then signal in the withdrawals, that is the WHO withdrawal or the Paris climate change related withdrawals, okay. You can focus on this particular part over here. Now practice question. What does the diamond triangle in Odisha represents? 3 mining regions, major Buddhist archaeological sites, ancient Hindu temples, important trade routes. Option B is your right answer. Over here we have Udayagiri, we have Ratnagiri and Lalitgiri. Now these are 3, you can say, hillocks or the mountains which are there, which is considered as the you can say diamond triangle, and these are important Buddhist sites as well, okay. Ratnagiri, recently we have seen that there was this statue of Buddha which has been, head of the Buddha has been found over here, so that you can remember. Now for today's practice, there is this question: which river are categorized as the eastern river under the Indus water treaty? Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Satluj, Chenab and Jhelum, okay. So you can attempt this question and answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you, and please subscribe the channel.